Hello everyone, welcome to UI Brains and this is Naveen. In this video, we are going to discuss one very important concept of JavaScript, that is JavaScript functions. So what exactly a function? Because every program what you see in JavaScript, it is full of functions. So first let's understand what is the definition of function, and then we'll see what are the different type of functions and how to write a function and how to execute a function. So everything we're going to see. So first of all, JavaScript function. So there is a definition for a JavaScript function. What a JavaScript function is? Uh, it is it's a block of statements. It's a block of statements which takes in a set of parameters. It takes in a set of parameters and does some process, some process and returns returns the result. So what is this all meaning is, what is JavaScript function? So JavaScript function is a block of statements. So what type of statements? It can be console log statements, it can be if conditions, it can be for loop, it can be any type of statements. It is a separate block, it's a separate portion. So this block will accept a set of parameters because in the JavaScript processing logic, it has to expect some parameters, some inputs. Okay, so those inputs will be the parameters, and based on those inputs, it does some process. So depend on the logic what you write, it does some process, and then the final output will be written back to the back from the function. Okay, so this is all about a function. So why we use a function is, mostly we use the function for reusability. So we want to write a programming logic, a processing logic. You want to execute it multiple number of times. So you must not write multiple number of times. We just have to write only once, and you can use that n number of times. That's reusability of your program logic. Okay, so that is about the JavaScript function. So let's see how to declare a function and how to execute, and let's see the scenario of it. So first of all, um, I'll close this. I'll copy the first folder. I paste it. I'll change this to 09 underscore JS functions. Okay, here we don't need this. And HTML, I'll just change this to JavaScript functions, and this is also functions. Then let me open that in the browser. Refresh. I have functions. Oh, I think I have stopped my live server. 1 second. Um, okay, live server started, and let me open functions. Let me open the console window. Yep. So setup ready, and then we'll start with the function. So here. So I just write a basic program and then we'll convert to a function. So my intention here is I want to print from 0 to 10. Okay, and the difference is 1. I just want to print the value from 0 to 10 with the difference is 1. So generally what you do is, let some result is going to be empty string, and you write for let I equal to 0 and I less than or equal to 10, and then I plus plus. So inside you will attach to the results. You can use the backtick dollar of I, some space, and finally you write a console.log of result. So this is uh, a very simple logic, so which displays 0 to 10. So let's see the output. You got a 0 to 10. You know, if you observe this closely, this particular logic can only be executed only once, correct? Because how many number of for loops you write? Okay, so if you write only one for loop, it execute only once. So I want to execute the same logic one more time. Okay, I want to use the same logic in my program one more time. So it will execute only once. If you want to make execute multiple number of times, you must have to copy that and paste it. So what happens? It executes again and you get the answer again. You want to execute one more time, you have to paste it again. You get the answer. See, the same amount of logic, if you want to execute multiple number of times, you have to duplicate the code to get the same output. So this is the limitation if you are not using a function. So if you are using a function, you must not duplicate a code. We can write a code only once and we can execute n number of times. Okay, so that's the advantage and reusability of a functions concept. So let's understand how to create a function for the same logic without writing multiple number of times. Okay, now here, uh, so let me convert this like a function. So how to convert like a function is, there is a function keyword. Every function will have a name. So this function name defines what is the functionality you are doing inside your function. So generally function means a functionality. So what type of processing logic you're going to write. So every block of statements, every logic, every function will have a separate name which indicates what are you going to do inside a function. So my function name is, because I'm printing some numbers, so I'll just say print numbers. Okay, so you can use a normal variable declaration rules to define a function name also. And here, let me do one thing. Let me cut this logic. I just keep it inside. Okay, so this is your function. It's a block of statements having some processing logic. Now save it and go check the output. You didn't get any output. Um, there is one rule behind this JavaScript function. Every JavaScript function will have two things. One is JavaScript function declaration and then function execution. So what is function declaration is? This is all about function declaration. We have just declared a function. In JavaScript, if you just declare a function, it will never execute. Uh, it will never execute. Okay, but if you want to execute it, I mean, if you want to see this processing logic, you must have to call the function or execute a function. So how to call a function is using a function name like this. So this is actually called as a function call or a function execution. So if you execute a function, you get the answer 0 to 10. Fine. So I write a function only once, I execute once, looks good. But I want to execute the same logic one more time. What you can do is just execute one more time. You get a result one more time, like this. So how many number of times you call a function, those many number of times your logic is going to be executed. And see here, these many number of times I got an output, but still I write only one copy of your function. So this is the concept of reusability with the functions. Fine. And one more thing is, as per function definition, what is function definition is, it's a block of statements which takes in a set of parameters. Yes, we have taken a block of statements, does the process, but it takes in a set of parameters. What is that set of parameters is going to be the inputs. So what are the inputs you can provide to the function? Generally, let's take an example of any real world thing. Let's take a car. Okay, car is an object. Okay, it does some functionality, right? So what is the functionality that car engine can does is, it takes in the fuel, correct? It takes in the petrol or diesel as a fuel. It does some process, okay, and then it gives you back the power, correct? With that power the car is going to move. Same story here. Every function have a block of statement which takes in something, based on that does some process and returns the result of it. Okay, that's how a function works. So here we don't have any set of parameters. You can define a parameters in this parenthesis. Now I slightly modify this function is, when you see a function call, this is printing 0 to 10, but I want to uh, I want to customize this logic. I don't want to print always 0 to 10. I want to tell, because I want to inform the function to print, if I pass 50, you have to print it up to 50. If I say 100, you have to print 100. So I have to modify this. So what I do is, in this, I'll make a parameter called end number. Suppose if you're passing 50, so this is gonna be the end number. Okay, and this end number I'm gonna add to here. I value always 10, so I modify this as a end number. Now save it. So go check. You got the values 0 to 50 because you're passing 50, so it takes the 50. End number will be the 50, and the I value repeats as per the 50. And then I call it with 100. Then what happens? If you're passing 100, it takes the 100 and it repeats up to the 100. See, you got the logic with an answer as 100. So the same function is working differently for different inputs. So what are the inputs you provide, depend on that your output will be. Okay, this is actually called as the parameter. Even here the both the numbers are starting from 0. I want to customize this 0 as well. So you can add a start number, okay, and end number. So start number, I will see always starts from 0. I'll make it as start number. So now I slightly modify the this one. I did this. So I want to print the values from 10 comma 50. So start number is going to be the 10, end number is going to be the 50. So when I save it, check. See, it starts from 10 and up to 50. Suppose you make it 100 and this is 500. So what happens? It starts from 100 to the 500. So this is all about a function parameters. Now let's make it 10 and 50. You got it. And one last thing is you can even customize. It is always incrementing by 1, right? 21, 22, 23, like that. I want to increment by 5. I want to customize that. So I plus plus, right? So I can make increment. Okay. Now what I do is um, I plus is equal to increment. So what are the increment number you're gonna provide? So that much increment is gonna happen with your I value. So I will provide increment is 5. So starts from 10 up to 50, increment by 5. Go check. Starts from 10, increment by 5 up to 50. Let's call this again. I will provide 100 to 500, increment by 10. So what happens? Starts from 100 to 500, increment by 10 10. This is 5 5. This is 10 10. So we can reuse a function for different purposes, depending on what are the input you provide. Based on that, we're gonna get the output. Okay, so this is all about actually functions, and we have a lot of other different types of functions. So let's see the various other types of functions in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.